The hardest part about real estate is this. Here's the hard. You guys want to know the hardest part about real estate? The hardest part about real estate is that there's 1,000 different ways to be successful. Okay. So what'll happen is you'll hear me talk about go build a probate attorney business. And then the next Zoom I'm on, I'm like, let's go knock doors. Let's go drive for dollars. Then the next thing you know, it's like, oh, let's text message. Let me show you how to do this. Does everybody agree that that is the answer? That is the 100% hardest part about real estate is there's too many ways to be successful.
Absolutely right. That's probably what's held me back the most out of this, because I analyze every single choice there is.
Right. So let's add a layer on that. Does that change everybody's paradigm a little bit here? The hardest part of real estate is there's too many options. There's too many success stories. There's too much information that it's hard to just focus on a couple of things. So for me, in our business, if I broke down, here's what we do, it's hard to compare yourself to me because I'm in a different phase. And that's why it's good to hear, like when I first started, how I had to learn things and then find out what was appropriate for my personality. And it's also why I give you guys so many options, is because what I'm wanting you to do is find something that you resonate with and go focus on that. There's 1,000 different ways to skin the cat. It's the same thing with being a probate attorney or any other business, is that Rylas probably can look at other probate attorneys that might be in these 75th floor penthouse in LA. And he might look at them and go, dude, how do I build a probate business that big? Just like I look at big wholesalers and these guys that own like Grant Cardone. It's like, okay, I guess I have to be Grant Cardone. And then I start listening to his content and whatever else. And it just confuses me. And I get derailed and I'm like, no, go back to what my focus is. Right. So that's the hardest part of real estate. That truly is the hardest part of real estate. Now, the next part, the layer on top of that, is FOMO, feeling of missing out, right? When you do commit to one lane or two, I always suggest committing to a couple of different lanes, right? So like cold calling and probate attorneys, or probate attorneys and driving for dollars, or probate attorneys and this, okay? FOMO is very serious, right? Looking at the Zooms that I'm doing, looking at Pace is doing this guy's doing that, Jamil's doing astro flipping, Brent Daniels is doing primarily cold calling. So it's like, oh man, these guys all know everything. And all my advice to you is find one free lead source and find one paid avenue for advertising and focus on those two. Focus on those two. That's it. Stay on that. So if it's like driving for dollars, and you have a low budget and you're like, look, I'm intimidated by probate attorneys or whatever, and we're going to overcome that over the next 8 weeks, then go drive for dollars, but then also maybe do co-wholesaling and reach out to wholesalers, right? Find two things, stick to them, stay there. And I always tell people, you can't tell me something doesn't work unless you've done it for 91 days consistently. So most people, raise your hand or say yes, guys. Say yes if you agree. Most people go do something for 2-3 weeks and then they forget that they even had a goal.